of us. I want to take a few from the crowd. I'm not Phil Donahue, so we'll have a microphone for you.
Like Phil Donahue?
You can be. We'll get you out here with it.
Hey guys, how you doing? The first question I would like to say to you, Mick. I'm also an audio engineer, so I understand a couple of things that go on.
He's not hiring.
So my second question is, one of the things I heard over the years is that the sound that Metallica developed with you, one of the most important things was the kick drum. The kick drum in the live sound. I mean, you were one of the first, I assume, you let me know. You were one of the guys that began to develop that kick sound in AK or whatever.
That was all out of necessity. That's because obviously for the longest times bands only had one kick drum. And, you know, the beat was really slow. But of course then all of a sudden heavy metal starts and you got that. And until we actually realised that bass drums didn't actually need to be bassy particularly, that they need to have some treble in them as well.
In order to appear in
order to be able to be heard. And that's all we really did, was we realised that when Lars started to do double kick drum, it became just a big rumble and there was no actual percussion to it. And that's when I went, well, maybe if we try a bit of this.
So in the first shows that they played, they didn't have double kicks. They just had one with double kicks.
Not with me. With me it was always double kick.
Oh, because it's very much better.
I think, I don't know if they had one before with a guy called Mark Whittaker, Mark Walker.
Oh, Mark Whittaker, I guess it was his first sound guy for a couple of shows before.
Yeah. Well, he was the sound guy before they were signed to Q Prime.
Okay.
And then when Q Prime signed them,
you came with Q Prime.
I came with Q Prime.
Yeah.
Not particularly with Q Prime, but
yeah, but
I'd already worked
at that time. Yeah. Well, because that kick sound drum is, I guess it's a signature. And right now I can say I've been from Argentina and I do live sounds. And everybody tries to get that kick sound live. It doesn't matter if it is a metal band, if it's a pop band as well.
Yeah, I know that.
I guess that is one of the most important
things. It's kind of funny because I had this argument with Robert Plant from when I was doing Led Zeppelin, and he was like, I don't want that Metallica kick sound. And I'm like, hey, look, there are degrees of that. You know, okay, Metallica might be on the extreme edge. We can tame it down a little bit. And it was really funny because when we did the sound check at the O2 for Led Zeppelin, and I'd already set it up to be kind of dull, it wasn't a big click. He came out front and he was listening to it, and he actually said, it needs some more top end. And I'm just like, thank you, fuck it.
And for those of you who don't know that, when Led Zeppelin got back together and did what was the big function they were doing, the O2 thing? We don't really like big moonlighting, as we call it, getting other gigs. But you know what, if Led Zeppelin's going to get back together, I think we'll let you slide on a couple of gigs, you know what I mean? So that's huge. Who else got some questions?
I have one back here, Toby.
There she is. What do you got?
It's actually not a question. Mr. Burton, I wanted to thank you for supporting your son and inspiring him musically and supporting him and really letting him fulfill what we did for all of us. So, thank you, sir.
A whole bunch of shit on that one. Anybody, let me see, hands, who wants to ask a question real quick? This guy right here. Purple camouflage. Prince could never see you in that. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is for Big Mick. I wanted to ask if the signal coming out of the front of house, how does that differ from the signal coming from the wedges on stage?
Oh, it's completely different. The stuff on stage is what the band members want, and the stuff that the PA is what I want. So, what they think they should have and what I allow them to have is two completely different things. Now, there's another guy, a guy called Bob, who mixes the sound. Because, you know, if you're playing guitar, you might not want an awful lot of drums. You might want your guitar and your vocal, but you don't want a lot of drums, you know. You might just need a bit of snare drum, or, you know, it's mixed separately. You wouldn't like to listen to what for instance, if we put on Mars listens to during the show in the PA, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't hear much Kirk Hammond and a few other things. He's mostly
no bass guitar.
You'd have no bass guitar at all. Yeah, but different. All the guys have in-ear monitors, so the mix is different for each one of them. So it's a complementary thing with the wedges. So Bob Cowan's our monitor engineer. He's our front of house engineer, which is you can go visit Mick at any time you'd like at the console out here in the front of the house. He does accept gifts. Any other questions? Let's get some more.
I actually have a question.
Yo.
Stephen asked me to bring it to the group. Nick, do you like bacon?
That's kind of funny, the bacon thing.
What kind?
That's like an in-joke, right? What it was, because I don't start work till later on. You know, I come in about 1, 2 o'clock, when they've got it all working.
Mine is 4 or 5.
No, not the first time. But when I first come in, it's 1, 2 o'clock, and breakfast's always finished. So it's into the quiches and all this other food. And I come in, I go, well, I want a bacon sandwich. And they won't do it, right? So I got the guys in production to put bacon on the rider for all day. So that when I come in at 2 o'clock, I can have a bacon sandwich. And it's kind of been like that now for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a running joke. And I know
it's a standard joke in the industry, of course. But you know, you go in catering and there's never much of that bacon left.
But I've been in Switzerland before and there's been bacon or goulash. And I want to thank you for the bacon rider. Everybody looks very, very much. Anybody else got some more questions here? Let's go in here. Don't knock over my camera. Gotta get you out of here.
Well, first I want to thank Mick for 28 great shows that I've had.
Thank you.
But I need to ask you, what went wrong in Tel Aviv?
What?
What went wrong in Tel Aviv 2 or 3 years ago?
I'll tell you what happened in Tel Aviv. When we're running on generators, right? If you actually have a big kick drum, it makes the voltage drop of the generator every time the kick drum hits. Now we have something called the UPS, which is an uninterruptible power supply. And what happens is, when that device sees the voltage drop so low, it steps in and makes the voltage up. But it can only do that until its battery goes flat. Right, so we started the show, big kick drum, power, eventually it turned off. Which is why it went kind of quiet pretty quickly like that. But we fixed it. My assistant again jumped through burning hoops.
I want to get you to work, first of all. I want to make sure we get you guys. I appreciate you guys doing this, but I want to take more questions if you got them. Anybody got more questions here? You know, it's very extremely strange Metallica shirt.
That's a great shirt. But doesn't it sound like James singing?
It does. He's a very good does, doesn't it? He's a very good friend.
Makes you wonder if it is or not, actually.
No, it's good. My question is, could you describe a little bit about how I've heard that when the guitar sounds are made on stage, they're actually played in a crate through an amp and then mic'd to go out to the audience?
Yes. What we have is isolation chambers. It's a 4x12 inside the box, and the amplifiers, that speaker's mic'd for the monitors and for house. It does both. We did that, well I did it 15, 20 years ago. And it wasn't particularly so much for the audio, it's because we used to have a lot of stage invasions. Kids would come on stage, right, and they kicked the mics all over the fucking place. And it really pissed me off. I'd be halfway through a song and also there's no guitar.
You pissed off? No way.
No, never. So, I actually thought, well, we're going to come up with a solution for this. And the solution was to not have the mics on stage, but to have them backstage inside a sealed enclosure. And the byproduct of that is, it's a consistent guitar sound from day to day, you know? It's always the same. But it was to solve a more weird problem.
You don't work for Megadeth or anything, do you? Just checking.
It's a big time.
Did they send you to ask that question? Metallica.
That's a great, some of the songs are fantastic. Oh yeah.
You, here's Justice, you got one.
After so many, couple thousand shows that you've done,
Probably is a couple of thousand.
does it ever get boring, or how do you keep it
Oh, fuck
interesting?
yeah. It was
Don't
boring.
really tell him how you keep
It was
interesting.
fucking boring 1,000 shows ago. No, look, hey, you know, I don't think you guys fully appreciate what we have to do sometimes. And it's the job we choose, it's nothing to do with you guys. But when they do things like, let's take this last period we just got. We went from Donington, we played Donington, and the very next day we played Austria. Now, we have to get to Austria and set up the equipment. Having not got back to the hotel till 2 o'clock in the morning, you have to leave again at 5 to go straight into another show. And anybody can get fucking bored with doing that, trust me. It's, you know, it's very long hours, and I'm looked after, you know. Unfortunately, I have to get up and fly with the guys, the crew, but the second we land, I go to a hotel, they go to the gig, and then I get the call later to say, it's all working and ready for you to come and fuck about. And that's when I turn up. So I see other people suffer more than I do. You probably would never consider it, you know. You know, the guys here doing this show had to go to Fresno, work in Fresno for 3 or 4 days doing another project, and then we had to fly here, which is right across the country, and go straight into doing this. That can get a little tiring, but the actual job itself, I love doing the sound, I love mixing bands and whatever. The problem is the travelling. By fucking far, it is the worst. And you know, you guys are the fucking worst in the world. Because you're all so paranoid. Alert, threat, yellow or orange or what the fuck. Look, if it's going to happen, it's going to fucking happen, you know what I mean? You ain't going to stop it, fuck it, let it go.
So wait, you don't have to go through that kind of bullshit anywhere else? They're taking the shoes off and everything.
Like they do here. No. You guys, it's the perpetual fear. Keep them in perpetual fear.
I'm defecting. Immediately.
We had the IRA for fucking 150 years.
It's nothing new in Europe, I guess.
No, so they would bomb us at random at times, you know. But we don't have threat alert orange in the airports. We do have cops with guns now, which is a little bit weird, but
him staying at the hotel and it's kind of like a pitcher in a baseball game situation. You want your best guys fresh. If he's been here lugging road cases up and down the goddamn rounds all day, and then expected to jump behind a sound monitor and satisfy all you fucks out here, it's a little bit difficult to him.
I don't push boxes anymore. I'm too old for that shit. Kill me.
Mick, I'm aware. I push boxes for you. I push your boxes so good. Where is the microphone? Anybody got any more questions? Any more? There's a guy over here in a gray shirt. I feel like Phil Donahue.
That should feed back nicely.
Now I feel like Phil Donahue.
There you go. Predictable.
So what was your biggest challenge moving from analog boards to digital boards?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, we don't know if we got time.
No, well, it's kind of funny because I always made the statement that you'd never get the XL4, my analog console, from my dead clutching fingers. But unfortunately, all those consoles got really old. And we did a show in Japan where they brought this rental console in and half the faders wouldn't move. They were stuck, and I'm like, okay, they're all going to get like this now. So I had to learn to use the new version of the old version. And I have to be honest, I kind of like it now. What I do like is, with the digital consoles, I can carry the show around on a key fob. Walk in, plug it in, recall, and that is the same show as it was maybe a year ago. With the analog ones, you've got to turn all the knobs yourself, and it takes much longer.
So now you don't even turn knobs now.
Well, that's why I can be here, because somebody else is down there.
And we appreciate you being here, both of you, for doing this. We really, really do. Any other questions for these guys? I got a couple over here. We won't have too much time for Mick and these guys to mingle afterward and everything, so I'm going to get you back in there getting fresh. Do we just stare out for a little bit? Okay.
Hi guys, this is definitely not the question. In 1986, I was 14 years old, and I saw Metallica for the first time the night before the accident. I have told the other members several times that